Okay, I got it to work. Hello everybody. This is me, Root Beer King. Back again with another Grand Prix for XRLX2. Instead of Herbie, I have Boothie with me. Say hello.
Hello. How are you?
So yes, we got a new one for the X2 commentary seat. So this weekend shall be Azerbaijan, which is known a bit for its notorious, what can I say, fairly tight corners, especially with that castle section. We can expect to see a lot of dramatic racing today and a lot of carnage. As we get raring to go on the Q1. Uh, so as of right now, and I'm currently pulling up the standings. We have Wise in first for the championship so far, followed by Atway, followed by Kalish Jackson, followed by Danny JJ, followed by Waldo, followed by Zola, followed by 2D. Young Maneuver now in 8th, Joe Pelly in ninth, Edgar in 10th, Shmee in 11th. I think how you say that is Minia. I'm super sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly. In 12th, Tigeras in 13th, Smooth in 14th, Fiend, Jeebashan, Jilbend, and Low being through 15th to 18th. And we currently have two reserves for X2 for the Williams and Renault seat. And I am now getting word now that the qualifying will be completely dry, which hopefully shall be setting some nice lap times. And here comes Atway as he rolls out of the pit box. So I set everything up. Oh no, that was Waldo, I think. No, Waldo. Okay. So Edgar is now coming out of the pits. So, what do you expect to see for this weekend, Busy? Do we have any signs of any, if you will, getting away quickly?
No, based on the X3 race, there's going to be a lot of safety cars and wing changes.
Safety cars and wing changes. You heard it here, folks. As now, Wise is still in the pit lane, or still in his box, as Fiend is currently on his out lap. Same thing with Atway, 2D, and Kalish Jackson, Tigeras, Danny JJ, Herbie. Crap. I don't know how to say that name. How do you say the guy's name in P13, the Mercedes?
Yeah, Mini.
Mini. So we got Mini on his lap as well as Edgar. So that means everybody else, including Wise and some of the other drivers, are still in their pit box. It could be that they're wanting to continually conserve tires and they're not really looking to get anywhere near that Q1 spot. Everybody else, different, very much different strategies. I guess that's kind of all with racing. As we're currently riding on board with Atway as he goes through the fast last couple of sections before this fairly tough right-hander or left-hander. He will now hit this next left-hander, and then it'll be flat straight through to the finish, and then back onto turn 1. And just watch this, folks. Just absolutely gunning it through the corners. There is no signs of lift. Of course, there's no reason to, or at least for the last couple of corners, as DRS is now activated as he exits out of his L lap and now to his quali lap. Very much an interesting sight. 2D right behind. Wait, oh wow, okay. 2D already started his qualifying lap, it seems. So now he just has to make a great lap time and stick with it until, if anybody tries to get near his lap time, he will be desperate to defend. After all, there is only 14 minutes left. However, with a good first fast sector lap time, he could be set up to be at the top of the order and stay there. Of course, that could all depend on how long he can continually survive Azerbaijan. Personally, to me, oh, and there goes Careless Jackson with a 141.5, being first at the top of the grid. And now Fiend outdoing him in his racing point with a 140.5. So a full second faster than Careless Jackson. Careless Jackson will have to constantly work on his lap time if he's going to try and beat him. And then there's Minnie with a 141.2. And Danny JJ now taking pole with a 139.2. And then there's Edgar going into the equation with a 140.6. Herbie now posting a 141.2. As everybody continues to cross the line here in Azerbaijan, it is crucial for everybody to be as clean as possible through the fairly tight streets of Azerbaijan. As 2D sets a 139.7, actually with a 140.0, and Tigurus with a 140.2. And I think I just saw a yellow flag somewhere. Joe Pelly now setting a 139.3.
And Danny was letting 2D off. They'd slowed down for him. That's what the yellow flag came out for.
I see. And also I just noticed, I am coming back into the commentary box, I am not ready for this weekend. Hopefully that'll soothe my voice. Anyways, as Danny JJ currently has the fastest lap time with a 139.2. If he can continually just stay up there, however, it will be hard with his red gas warning on the right next to the RPM gauge, and now near the proximity to the DRS zone. Yep, and in this lap, Danny will pit. Fairly abruptly, I would say. I mean, wow. He took those chicanes like a champ. Absolutely no sign of stopping well until the pit speed, of course. Now we are riding on board with Waldo. Now he has a 139.3. What can he do to continue to stay up there? And there goes Tigurus with now a 139.1. Last year he was with the Mercedes team. He had now switched to Renault this year. As it seems that would so far that is a pretty good call, as well as because Beard Boost and Ultimate are no longer in the season. It could seem that both of them, since they are in X1, it allows the others that were in Season 3 to get a bit of headroom near the top of the grid with these new XRL X3 guys. So far, it looks like nothing will stop Tigurus as he goes through the castle section. Oh, and I'm proved wrong as he now invalidates his lap time. It seems that there's been a bit of a mistake as Waldo now goes into the pits. Now there's only around 10 minutes left in the session for Q1. It seems that as long as Tigurus is not challenged, he will see to be pole position for Q1 for the rest of the session. However, Wise, Zola, Smooth, Jeebus John, Torpedo, and Low haven't set out a lap time. The only two that are currently on their outlap is Jeebus and Low. But it seems that Torpedo, Smooth, and Zola, or no, Zola's already out. Or it seems Smooth and Torpedo will be looking to continue to stay in, trying to not get into that carnage. Also, I'm sorry.
The top 5 won't be coming out again. They're pretty safe on their time.
It could.
I think probably down to Edgar's safe at this point.
It could be possible. So, with Kailash Jackson now rounding up for P11, Zola is the next to set a lap time. It is new Scarlet Ferrari, switching from Red Bull to Ferrari in that new Azerbaijan helmet that you can see on the bottom right hand section of the screen. Hopefully he'll be setting a decent lap time this Q1, but of course only time will tell as he now goes through the final section before going all flat out to the finish.
Real close to the wall during that left hand.
Oh, absolutely. You have to be extremely close to the wall if you want to set a decent lap time. You have to take those risks. And now his DRS flap is now open as he comes screaming down the straight. And what is he going to post? He's going to post a 1:42.2. Not the best time. He can always shave off a bit more. Tigurus now retired from the session, seeming that basically, well, he being at the top of the order, he doesn't really have to push it.
And Zola's in trouble at the expense. Nubus John's heading for the line now. We'll see how he does. See if we can get out.
And the Alfa Romeo of Jeebus John will be placed in 10th with a 1:40.8. Not too bad. In front of Herbie and Careless and Zola. It could seem that Jeebus just has to consistently stay in the top 10. And as long as he stays there, he's going to be pretty much set to go when it's lights out here later today. Or later this evening if you're watching in the UK.
They really lose abandoned again and headed back to the pit for some reason. I'm not sure what he's done there. Hasn't been validated.
It could be that he's also conserving tires.
Gonna need new tires in P17.
Kailash Jackson not really satisfied with his last lap time attempt, setting now a purple Sector 1. He's going to try and see if he can't thread the needle through the castle section. He does it fairly decently as he goes through now Sector 2. Careless will be probably looking near the 1:40.3, trying to get somewhere near Edgar and Minnie. As he enters now through the final corner, and he'll be sending it once more flat out through to the finish. It seems that he also got a purple Sector 2. It could be that he's going straight up for Tigurus. And if so, we're about to see something absolutely magical as he's now going around 202 miles per hour as DRS is now open, now setting near 210. And what is he going to get? He's going to get actually somewhere where I predicted. Kailash Jackson now setting a 1:40.13. Now in front of Edgar, and Edgar continuing to be in front of Minnie. Oh, it seems that he went extremely slow to let Low by. For Low is still on his outlap. 5 minutes to go. He's really doing a beard boost strategy here and just going until the last moment possible to get out and set a lap time. It could be that he's doing this so that way nobody else can compensate if he does a decent lap.
All either does on a fly. The purple in Sector 1. safely navigated the course. Purple sector 2. Oh, yeah, be interesting. See how close he can get to Tiger Race.
Torpedo now sitting a 141.9. Slowly continuing to put Lola in P15 as we're riding now on with Wise. Can Wise do anything here? Can Wise do anything with that Mercedes of his? Yes, he can with a 139.3. Fantastic time. Wise is pretty much set up for... If he can consistently do that, he's pretty much set up for the rest of the Grand Prix. Of course, now with everybody in the pits, either that or on their outlap, Edgar trying to get somewhere near Careless Jackson's lap time of 140.1. He'll be trying every single nook and cranny to continuously be consistently, maybe a bit tighter through the turns. However, it's very much a risk-reward type of deal here, because if you go too tightly, well, you end up in the wall and you're done. With now 3 minutes to go. And Careless Jackson will then retire.
It'll be fun at this point.
Oh dear! That's one of the Haas cars. Yeah, that's Danny. That's Danny JJ going slow. Though I do admit, I think it is because he's letting the other two drivers by, and I think that's going to be Minnie, and I think that's going to be Torpedo and Minnie. With Wise looking to do better, and there's Wise taking pole with a 138.9. A blisteringly fast lap time, a near somewhat of a full second in front of Tiguris. That Mercedes is working a treat for Wise. As well as Wise being an experienced X2 driver, he's going to be looking for all of those points that he can get and obtain for this season prior. If he can get all of the points he needs to get somewhere near the end of this year, he'll be set up to go to X1. However, he will consistently have to continue to put in things like this pole position, which will be definitely hard because Tiguris, Danny, and Waldo are definitely, well, what you can say, crack drivers. However, I don't know about Waldo. I think he's an X3 transfer to X2.
He's champion of X3. He was very fun. There was a point at the end of the season where he racked off like the last 5 races in a row. And it was always the fastest lap and just came from nowhere and took the title. Not sure what got into him, but it definitely worked.
Fair enough. I mean, here he is now, with definitely being dominating with X3. Now Edgar, now retiring from the session, feeling satisfied. Wise once more coming down the home stretch, and he will pit. I mean, to be honest, I doubt anybody could get near a 138.9, and I'll be astonished if anybody can. And here's the Mercedes team to greet him in. As now we look on with P3, Danny JJ. And now as the timer clocks down to 0 for Q1, that'll be Wise on pole position. As long as Danny can't do anything, Wise is set up for P1. For this weekend, if he can consistently do that with his Mercedes.
Danny's giving it up for the time. Looks like we've lost Low and Torpedo.
Indeed, Low and Torpedo will not be in the Q2 session. I mean, Low is nowhere near his teammate Tigurus, near second place. As now all of the cars, including the two Haas cars, or Haas cars, are now coming into the pits to finish their Q1 session, and that's one more car out, and that one's going into the pits. That is looking to be, I believe, Jeebish John's. Yeah, Jeebish John's Alfa Romeo. As he now slows, I believe, hopefully into the pits. Yep, I can see through a couple of pixels, as well as the Alfa Romeo team greeting him in. So, Boothy, do you want to essentially round everybody out for Q1?
What was the first? 38.9. Toyota is 39.1. And the screen's disappeared, so lovely. Bloody Code Masters. Danny 39.2, Waldo 39.3, Joe Pelly 39.383, 2D 39.6, Dewey 140, Gareth Jackson 140.1, Edgar 140.150, Fiend 140.159, so that's close to that. Smooth, Bonaire and Zola, and Jeebus, John and Herbie rounding out from 10 to 15. And we've lost Low and Torpedo in the 141s.
Indeed, the Scotsman and the Canadian no longer in the qualifying session as we now rush into Q2. I believe now only the top 10 will be able to continue on into Q3, and then afterwards is, of course, the race. So as tensions rise here in Azerbaijan, if you're just tuning in now, welcome to the XRL X2 Round 2 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're here at Baku City Circuit, raring to go for Q2. I am your host, Root Beer King 28, with Boothy 116. As we are now waiting for all of the, or at least some of the drivers, and yep, here comes out one now. It seems to be a Red Bull. Yep, that's the Aston Martin Red Bull, I believe, of Careless Jackson. Yep. And out Careless Jackson goes for the first time for Q2, but so far nobody else has moved an inch, except what's seeming to be the only, now the two Mercedes are coming out, including the McLaren of Edgar, as we now wait for everybody else to perform their outlap. Yep, I see another guy below the board. And I think, yep, that is going to be that's going to be Careless Jackson's teammate of Tootie. Herbie now coming out as well, so most of them are now coming up for their outlap. However, Careless Jackson taking it in fairly early, but still on his outlap. I wonder what can the drivers do now with two more drivers out of the equation. How can they fare in this new Q2 qualifying session? It could seem to me that Wise could once more take pole position. I mean, with that excellent flying lap of Wise with, I believe, a 138.9. Absolutely blasting away Tigurus' lap time. Now with Careless Jackson putting on the DRS flap, as you can see right now in front of your screens, as he now heads into T1. These cars are extremely fast. We're talking, they nearly hit 200 when they go to turn 2, or I think that's what, around like 100 kilometers per hour. I'm not really good. Tigris now slowing at around, I believe, the exit of T2, now going through T3. So far, it looks to be Careless Jackson being the first one to set a lap time. However, right behind is Edgar, which that can seem to be maybe a bit of a rivalry between these two, but we'll only be able to see and find out for ourselves as now Careless Jackson goes through the castle section extremely quickly and efficiently. I mean, I bet those barriers were shaking with fear as he rumbled through, with Edgar close behind, or Edgar. Now Careless coming out through the final sections of the track, now sitting in purple sector 2 time. Just that Red Bull is absolutely flying. Talk about Red Bull gives you wings. No wonder he's gotten wings and he's flown off. Now with sector 1 yellow flags, that seems to be, I believe, a Herbie. No, that's Danny. Danny's gone through.
Down the escape road.
Very interesting.
He's lost some of his end plate as well. And then we're going back round to the pit lane.
Very interesting. Oh, now here are the 4 that have currently qualified, with Edgar now posting a 140.2, now being at the fastest lap. Now, never mind, Tootie coming in with a 139.9. Wise with a 140.0. Careless Jackson with a 140.6. Now Herbie setting a 141.2. I think that was one of the Williams that got yellow flag. Yeah, that's going to be Joe Pelly. Mini being the last one, or at least the slowest one to qualify with a 142.3. That's another yellow flag. That's one of the Mercedes cars. I think that was of either Mini or Wise, or maybe even both of the cars. Now sector 3 yellow flags. That seems to be... Is that Danny? That's Danny again. How interesting.
Politely pulling over for people.
Yeah, to be fair, he's still hunting his outlap. He's... however, after these final couple of corners, he will be setting his hot lap. As now Danny now comes through to now. Oh, okay. Danny now going to the pits. What a surprise! I mean, I was not expecting that. I was ready for Danny to set a incredible fast lap, but apparently not. Now Joe Pelly now setting a 158.3, nowhere near Tootie's time. Herbie, or no, that's Tigurus. Tigurus now setting a 140.8. Very interesting, very interesting. Wise still close to the top 3, but I don't think he's willing to push those tires. He might need them in the Grand Prix ahead.
You can tell which people have gone for the medium tyres, because if you qualify top 10, they're the ones you start on. Tigers and Herbie been considerably slower than they were in Q1.
Perhaps they think they have pushed a bit too far and are now going a little bit slower to compensate for, well, tire management. After all, as Goofy just said, you must race, or at least start the race, on the compound that you're currently on, at least in Q3.
We got an incident in the castle.
Oh, Waldo now with a 5-second grid place penalty. That is going to... Wait, did I say 5-second grid place penalty? Whoops.
He's hit Tiger is one of the sound. Yeah, dear. suspect by that he's probably come up to Tiger is, and Tiger is has probably binned it in the castle and he's tapped in home code masters.
It is true that, I mean, Codemasters has not definitely created the best game, or at least the best F1 game. I mean, it's okay, but it definitely does have its flaws. Now, another yellow flag. That seems to be the Williams of Joe Pelly. Now, going slow, probably to let others by. Yep. Just some absolutely incredible and clean drivers here. We can expect some fantastic action from them as the race ahead. As now we clock down to around under now 6 minutes left to go for Q2. So far, half of the grid has not qualified. That's interesting. I mean, that's half of the grid. Oh, and there's Zola now posting a 142.7. Definitely, once more, sticking, if you will, to the back of the grid, at least for a lap time, as now Joe enters the pits.
Danny's about to start lap on
Indeed, Danny is known for at least last season's Grand Prix to be actually quite a quick driver when he got entered into the or debuted for the Mexican Grand Prix. I believe he's a stand-in for as a X1 driver, as he I believe was reserve.
Oh. Young purple in sector 1.
Oh,
Went up until
I'm telling you, he's a quick driver, as he now is going to enter through the castle section. Woo. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, and that's yellow flags in sector 3. I think that, oh no, that's Careless Jackson slowing, I believe, once more. No, he's hit neutral. He's definitely being extremely slow to let everybody else by. Once again, just absolutely courteous and incredible drivers that we have on the grid.
Yeah, we tend to be a polite bunch at the best of times. Unless you're Whippy, who sounds like a Bond villain.
Now Danny going through the final few corners as he's now hitting through the home stretch with DRS fully activated. What will his time be? And it looks to be a 140.4. Absolutely incredible. Right in the top 5 where he wants to be. And that's, I believe, once more the, no, not the McLaren, the Red Bull of Careless Jackson slowing. Either that or that was one of the AlphaTauri cars, which we haven't basically seen them for the entire Grand Prix. Oh, yep, that's one of the that was one of the Renault slows. I believe that was of Tigris. Yep. So far, it looks nothing can top against 2D, or at least for Q2. It's all about consistency and pushing, and of course with conservation involved as well.
That dude's doing some flying over the curb. Shouldn't get into Q2 the way he's going and maybe keeps it out the wall.
That's basically the key to surviving Baku. As well as, I forgot to say this previously, so please forgive me. Jeevish John now setting a 141.6, followed by Herbie with a 141.7. Fiend with a 141.9, and that's actually with now the fastest lap with a 139.5. With now only around 2 minutes to go So far, only Smooth and Waldo have not set a lap time. Oh, now, never mind. There goes Waldo with a 139.2. The AlphaTauris, with no longer the dominant McLarens involved, only Edgar now standing in for Beard Boost and then his teammate using out Edgar as the stand-in. It seems that the AlphaTauri cars are the ones to, if you will, take them and
Oh, it's Fiend. He's in the castle.
Oh
And
dear.
he's blocking the way.
He's done a bit of a Leclerc, to be honest. Oh dear, talk about a traffic jam. There's actually. Oh,
Well, that's the way to get him clear.
that's Tigurus giving Fiend a bit of a tap with now Fiend now having a 5th-place grid penalty. That's gonna definitely push him down to the back of the order, as if he couldn't do really anything much anyways. Fiend will have to set a absolute incredible lap time, but with only 1 minute to go. Oh dear, now Jeeves John retiring from the session as Fiend is kind of starting to slam it into the wall. Danny now going out, including Careless Jackson with Jeebus John as they retire from the session.
Yeah, Fiend's got no wing at the end of him.
Indeed, that's going to absolutely destroy his lap time. But also, I'm happy to see around 13 people in the session. Just absolutely incredible for me to, or me and Boothie both, to entertain you all with her voices, as we soon go, as we are soon finishing Q2. I'm gonna have to leave the commentary box for a second. I'll be right back.
Looks like it's over to me. Which is inconvenient because he controls the picture. Zola's missed out on Q3. Smoothie's done a 35.4 in the first sector. That's 6 tenths up on Herbie. Well, let's see if either of these two can make it. Smoothie getting very close to the wall, getting a bit on the power too early.
Okay, now I'm back. Now with it clocking to 0, it definitely seems that Waldo will be staying up and getting pole position for Q2. Let's see how he fares in Q3 with the rest of Wise and Atway, as Joe Pelli also setting a 139.3. Definitely an improvement from Q1.
See how the stragglers are doing now, because Smoothie is coming down the back street, as is Herbie. See if either of them two can get out. P11, no. P13 for Herbie.
It definitely seems everybody will be staying in, or, oh no, never mind. So it looks to be Smooth, Herbie, and Zola, now going to be the outliers for Q3 and for the Grand Prix. Now, being with, I think, Torpedo and Low.
Smoothie, Jeebus John, Herbie, Fiend, and Zola are a bit in the dust for Q2.
Oh dear. Yep, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sure Herbie will be happy with P13.
I'll go ahead and do that. So now, as Q2 now comes to a close, Waldo will be taking pole position, followed by Joe, followed by Atway, followed by Minnie, followed by Tootie, and Now then Edgar with a 140.2, Wise with a 140.4, Danny with a 140.4, Careless Jackson running with a 140.6, Tigurus then with a 140.898, with Smooth, Jeebus, Herbie, and Fiend, as well as Zola. Oh dear! It seems Tootie has left the session. That's going to absolutely compromise him for the race ahead.
Should be able to take control of his car if he can get back in. I think it's only between sessions, well, between the qualifying and race that he can't.
Right. So now with only 10 drivers now in Q3, it's definitely going to be looking like an interesting race this weekend round.
Everyone gets a free set of tyres to drive like a lunatic.
Indeed.
And Danny's on the move. And there's Edgar.
I think all of the drivers are definitely not wanting to get anywhere near the back of the grid. They're wanting to get all up front. I have also now opened Twitch, so I'll be able to see all of your comments. So it looks to be a dry quali session all around, which would be nice. We won't have to deal with, I don't think, as much carnage as we would have had if it was going to be an all-wet session. That would have just been absolutely catastrophic.
Oh yeah. We had some rain in the X3 race for about 8 laps and that was odd enough. You know, cars sliding all over the place and God, there ain't going to be any heavy rain.
Absolutely.
And that'd be an absolute disaster.
Indeed, as Atway is currently now on his out lap. However, it looks to be Danny JJ is going to be setting the first flying lap this time round, as we now go on board with Danny JJ as he now enters through the final home stretch, and he's now set his flying lap time. I think I saw a yellow flag, I believe it's sector 3.
Careless Jackson letting people know.
I see.
Being polite again.
Indeed, it's not just about driving fast. It's also about being absolutely consistent, precise, always, all the time. However, it does seem that most of them are taking the brave pill, with Danny JJ setting now the fastest first sector time in the session for now Q3, as we now go through 9 minutes, as 9 minutes elapsed. Oh, Danny JJ definitely. Wow, I don't know how his left front tire survived that last one. That was an absolute incredible bump.
Yeah, back to the pit lane he's going.
Also, thank you, Young Maneuver, for the 5. Sector 2 yellow flags, and I think that, yep, that's, oh dear! I think that's Careless Jackson in the, carousel. Absolutely incredible. Sector 1 and Sector 2 yellow flags. I think that just got cleared as, Careless Jackson now stops on the racetrack. I think for once more, letting other people by. Yep, and there it goes. Edgar now posting the first lap time with a 1:39.7. Fantastic lap time for him. Now Wise now coming in with a 139.1, followed behind in P3. That's Mini with a 139.8.
And we head into the line now. Oh, Joe Pelly, 38.9.
Oh wow!
Pull that one out. Pull that one out of nowhere.
That way. Now setting a 139.5. Now the top three being Joe, and never mind, that's Tigurus now with a 139.3. That's yellow flags for one of the Mercedes cars trying to let each other by. There's Waldo now with a 151.7. Everything is now unfolding here in Q3. It is... This is rush hour madness. Just everybody trying to rush in and get their best lap times and pull out.
The mighty fine sandbagging from Joe. The other look that far so far on the weekend. He's pulled that one out. I think that's about an 8/10 improvement on his fastest time so far. God knows what he's done there.
Definitely seems to be a, hopefully not a technical issue, because, well, you can't really have technical issues here, because we only have, I think, simulated damage.
Waldo's plodding along through Sector 2. Going very far. 1:14.7. Well, around the time Danny was doing about 3/10 up on where Tiger was. So he's in with a shot on getting on the front row. On 38.920, missed out by 0.02 of a second.
Absolutely an incredible lap by Waldo, as we're now coming in through the final 5 minutes left in the session. It's definitely looking to be a interesting race, with the big title contenders being were. Oh wow, I can't remember. I just had a massive brain fart. That being Ultimate and Beer Boost.
And Danny is on the move again. So if we can keep out the wall this time.
Now this is incredible. Danny hasn't set any lap time yet, except now setting a purple sector 1. He'll be trying to look for a decent purple sector 2 time. And of course, all the way to the finish to have a fantastic lap time all in all. Absolutely threading the needle through the castle section. Joe Pelly seems to be... Oh dear. That's Joe's lap invalidated. That's very unfortunate.
Danny's invalidated. I think gotta go again.
Fill her up again. Crank the tank. I sort of got
Should be alright. Then got enough ERS to do it or another.
Oh, absolutely. These guys absolutely are just the masters of DRS or ERS conservation. There we go. As interestingly, Danny will pit. I guess he was that disappointed in his lap time. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, Jackson's about a second down in the first sector.
Oh dear.
I'd say he's struggling a bit.
Now with Joe Pelly's Williams now coming out on the track, and that's one of the Mercedes cars. Yeah, that's gonna be Wise coming now out of the final section. Don't know what happened to him. Oh, that's an interesting shot. That both two F1 cars going each and every other way. Now Wise with DRS on full. He's going to come across the line and start once more his flying lap, trying to find and shave off just a couple more seconds of Joe and Waldo's lap time. Whoops. It's absolutely looking to be a definitely an interesting race and definitely an interesting Grand Prix ahead of us.
And 2D's up to 6. And then immediately invalidated his next lap like an umpty and going over the curb.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's the problem with Codemasters Formula 1. It's definitely extremely hypersensitive to wherever you try to get a bit of an extension. But it's not like a fairly dramatic extension. It's just a small bit of the track, and you get a lap invalidation. It becomes a bit of a thing. As now 1 minute left in the session.
Doesn't seem to understand what curbs are for.
Curbs! What are they? That is the main science of this world. What are curbs? How do they function? Where do they migrate? We will never know.
Danny's third attempt.
Yep, let's see if we can get it right this time round.
Nerd has gone first with 38.7. And rapid.
Absolutely an incredible lap time by Wise as Danny continues to absolutely blitz through Sector 1. He is looking and he is searching for all sorts of lap times that he can get, and he's going to be looking for the best one because when Danny went into X2 for the first time, he was absolutely an incredible driver, of course, stemming from X1, now setting a fantastic first sector lap time. Tigurus now taking the spot with a 138.5, around 200ths of a second off of Wise's lap time, as I believe that's the McLaren. Oh no, I think that was the Mercedes of either Mini or Wise.
Mini not pile up in the console again. Where Waldo's been.
I see. As now Danny, it seems to be going to be a decent lap time from Danny. With his, unfortunately, his fuel is low, but he has all of this DRS that he can just absolutely burn through, and he'll be the last one to set a lap time. Will it be enough? As DRS finally activates, here comes Danny, now on the line. What is he going to get? He's going to place 4th. Fantastic lap by Danny. Talk about a last-minute lap time. And then I believe that's Wise going to... Yeah, that's going to be Wise now coming into the pits with his Mercedes team greeting him. Woo! Definitely an interesting one, for sure. With Tigurus just dragging his Renault back to the pits.
I think he got caught up in the castle. Unable to make any more progress.
Yeah.
Joe Pelly, 138.4.
So that's going to be Joe Pelly as your pole position for pole position here at Baku City Circuit. Absolutely an incredible qualifying, and I'm going to go ahead and leave you with a with Boothie to round out the top 10.
Joe Pelly in first, 38.4. Tiger is 38.5. Wizard 38.7. Danny 38.8. Waldo 38.9, but he binned it. You gotta be careful. Manea 39.2. Atwee 39.5. Judy 39.540. Edgar 39.7. And Kelly Jackson 140.4. You will not be happy with that performance. Will be in P10 at that time.
Absolutely not. However, it does seem to be it's going to be definitely an interesting race. As we now come through the or at least we're going to have a bit of a 5 minute a bit of a 5 minute stop. So if you need to get something before the race, you can at the moment. And so, who do you think is going to be off the line? Just absolutely. Do you think anybody will be just absolutely scrambling off the line, leaving the rest of the grid behind? I'm figuring that Danny JJ will definitely be pushing up front, even though he is in third, and he doesn't really have to push it. I mean, it would be interesting to see Danny consistently continuing to push on Jeebus, or no, on I think Tootie's up front, yeah, or no, Joe and Tigurus are the two he's gonna try to beat. Um, as the stakes grow higher and higher here at Azerbaijan, I will be performing Lights Out, if you don't mind. So it's absolutely looking to be a fantastic race until, of course, 2022, when we'll be getting the new Aero package. Will definitely be interesting, as well as I think they're putting on now the wheel rims, or at least the rim covers back now. So that way I honestly don't know why they've decided to do this. Maybe for just a bit of more branding, because can't be Formula One without branding, especially scammy branding. Um, anyways, of course, um, we're just gonna have to see what is going to happen in next year for 2022. That's everybody's looking forward to that, I think. However, I would admit I would like to see if we are going to continue to run with V6 turbos. I would love to see V6 twin turbos return instead of just the single. As the tension raises, it's very much even though we are in Azerbaijan, it's definitely become a bit of a Western. It's very much high noon. Everybody is raring to go now, and everybody is very tempted to pull it off the line and look for a fantastic start to this, of course, 50% race. And it's a fantastic honor to see around I believe now 19 people watching the race. It's gonna be hopefully absolutely a fun race for everybody at home to watch. So yeah. Once again, I would love for V10s to return, especially like V12s. I understand that they're a bit weighty, and no, they're definitely not good for fuel consumption, but I mean, you cannot replace a sound of a V10 or a V12. You just cannot fake that. You cannot fake the pure sound of it. But of course, this is my opinion, and you're allowed to have your own. Very much a still 5 minutes for until lights out, and that's gonna be Torpedo being the first one to ready up, as everybody else does, and once more I'll be performing lights out. Right, 10 seconds to go as everybody lines up on the grid, and here we go as we go out in Baku City Circuit. Here we go. 1 lights, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's go, 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 go here at Baku City Circuit. Joe Pelli seems to be getting away cleanly, followed by Tigurus, and already a bit of a bunching up. Oh dear, yellow flags, all kinds of carnage going through T1. That's going to be Tigurus, Smooth, and Herbie. Oh dear. I just saw Tigurus just absolutely just become mush. Oh, and as we, oh dear, I messed up some of the camera controls. That also seems to be Zola in the equation with that massive pileup. Oh, that's Careless Jackson! Oh no! Oh dear, that's gonna be Zola and Careless Jackson now of the race. I don't know where Zola was going. Oh, oh wow. I mean, we've never gotten that much of a dramatic race before, and well, here we are. Now 2D being the first one, I believe now with a 3-second time penalty. Absolutely an incredible start, an immediate yellow flag. And if all possible, can we get F's in the chat for Zola and Careless Jackson? That'd be great. As the oh wow, okay, we're already racing again. Okay, now with Joe Pelli is looking to get the fastest lap time as we now ride on board. The predicted stop strategy is right there below as it now goes away. Joe is absolutely pushing it, trying to get anywhere near away from that cat, because he knows if he can get away from the grid well and maintain position, he will be secure, at least for the rest of the race. With only, of course, 26 laps to go out of 2 out of 26 to go. It can be anybody's race still, except, of course, Zola and Careless Jackson. They are both completely out of the race. That's yellow flags on the home stretch. Oh, no. I do not know who that was. I'm going to be honest with you. Did you see anything, Boothie? And I believe Boothie is AFK at this time. Definitely unfortunate. Oh, nope, there he is.
I was on mute.
Oof.
Yeah.
So could you see anything that happened on the home stretch?
Not a thing. I saw Danny hit Tigurus up the arse at the front at the start, and that's why he pitted. And he's got a drive-through as well for speeding in the pit lane, under the safety car.
Well, Tigurus is definitely lucky, as out of turn 1, just an absolute crazy, it wasn't even first, I mean, yeah, it was first lap drama, but that was more like first turn drama. We've usually never had, you know, yellow flags like that so frequently before. But of course, with the new drivers, They could be with their new racing styles, which of course the veterans of X2 are not used to. So of course everything once more to play for, and you definitely have to take risks. But of course not too many risks. After all, this is Baku City Circuit. One mess up and you become something like Zola and Careless Jackson. However, it was definitely interesting how Zola just seemed to be ramming right into the back of Careless.
Truly of your DRS on the menu.
Okay, so
Well,
Zola is now telling me now that apparently Careless Jackson... Wait, hang on. However, we are hearing that Zola and Careless are both okay. So apparently Jackson couldn't control the car in his car. He car parked on the racing line, and Zola hit him. Jackson's car was parked up right on the racing line, which definitely is definitely once more a racing hazard. However, with both cars now moved out of the way, it's already looking to be a fairly crazy Azerbaijan Grand Prix, with Joe Pelli continuing to be up front. So far, nothing in his way.
And streaking off into the distance.
Absolutely, Joe Pelli has not moved a position. Absolutely not a single position. So as it stands, these are the drivers, or at least in their positions. It's going to be Joe Pelli in first position, followed by Wise, followed by Mini, followed by 2D, followed by Ashway. Then of course Edgar, Lowe, Jeebus, Smooth, and Waldo rounding out your top 10. And then in the top 15 we have Fiend, Torpedo, Danny, Tigoras, and Herbie. And then with Zola and Careless Jackson obviously now out of the race. Unfortunate for those two.
And Danny's about to get torpedoed.
Oh, I hope not. I mean, oh, yep, here comes Danny. Oh, near a bit of contact on the home stretch, as they now turn into turn 1. Oh dear, that's Torpedo fairly wide. Definitely unfortunate for Torpedo to just let Danny by like that, but of course it is also a bit of fairness and being a bit courteous as well, because you cannot be dirty on this racetrack, especially this one. Oh, and that's Sector 2 yellow flags. I think that's yeah, that's Low in the castle section. Oh dear! Oh wow, he's done an absolute fantastic car park job. With
yeah,
now
they just drove down there.
Now unfortunately, now with his front wing gone, he has no grip, so now he has to fend from everybody, including behind him, that being Waldo, Fiend, Danny, Torpedo, and Tigers. Oh dear! Oh my God! Just I don't even know what happened there. Just both of his tires just decided to delete away from his car and are now just... I hope... Oh dear. I hope Lowe is okay. That looked like a fairly hard crash. Maybe gave him a bit of trauma. We're just going to have to listen to the race director to see if he's okay. Oh dear. Definitely a horrible thing for Lowe, as now safety car is now deployed. And yellow flags are out.
It didn't take into account that he no longer had a front wing. He went in way too far. Just didn't do it. On the black side, it's probably a great time to be Joe. Rolio switches tires if he wants to, so it'll be a part of a two-stop strategy. Because he ain't gonna get soft far enough into the race that he needs to.
absolutely. And now with Joe continuing to stay up front, and the only one in the grid currently to have softs, Wise and a couple of other drivers, including 2D, Mini, and Waldo, are the only ones to have hards, while the rest of the grid continues to have mediums.
Yeah, everyone but Joe's pitted. And then that changed. I'm guessing he's just gone past the pit lane since the audio changed.
And there's the safety car cluster of cars as once more yellow flags are indeed deployed for Lowe's little accident there, I believe around the exit of this corner, or the corner before that, as you're riding on Watachwe. Indeed, definitely an unfortunate thing for Lowe and Zola and Careless Jackson, all now being out of the race. That means Joe will be continue to stay in pole position, or for P1, continually now being now at lap 6 of 26. So that means 20 laps to go. Of course, until the end of the race.
Now everyone's in the same boat with him, so that's worked well. Whatever tyre advantage everyone behind him had is pretty much gone. Even if the hard tyres make the end, they're not going to be quick enough to get past enough people for when the people with softs pit again.
Absolutely, it's just all about. I feel like Azerbaijan is just a faster version of Monaco, except that that also means it's a lot more dangerous. I mean, yes, indeed, you can go faster than you could at Monte Carlo, but do you honestly wish to take that risk for that much reward? It is definitely interesting. Also, Herbie on board with him now, as he now comes streaking through to start his 6th lap. Definitely not been a good race for old Herbie. Currently now 39.3 seconds behind Danny, his teammate. He definitely has to do a lot if he wants to get back into this race and get anywhere near his desired position, which that's going to be near the top 10, so that way him and the Haas team can get a good position and get some points. Because even though we are in the second race, this also continues to mean that there's just points are still up for grabs, and anybody can still get away cleanly for the continuation of the season as it currently progresses through the year.
I think Herbie pitted for some new tyres. That boy is a bit further behind because he got caught up in the castle stuff as well. We had to have a little nice sit down and have a take a break while Lowe figured out what he was doing.
Indeed. Unfortunately, with no grip, Lowe he can't really do anything except just stay fairly slow, and apparently Lowe didn't really like that option. As I'm currently riding on board with Joe, as Wise is directly behind in second position, followed by Atchway close behind Wise. Definitely an interesting and stirring scene, to say the least, of all of these drivers continuously warming up their tires, ready to go when the safety car comes in. Now, the only one that I can see currently that is not in with the rest of the grid currently, that's going to be Herbie. Herbie right at the back. Yeah, he's still having to race to the grid continually, which is definitely not a good thing. However, it is definitely a good thing for him to get near that pack for as close as he can when he goes lights out. So that way, or not lights out, as we resume the race. So that way it's possible for him to maybe continually getting some more track positions with his teammate, Danny JJ. Very much a wait-for-me moment for Herbie as he goes through the final couple of corners to catch up with the rest of the grid. Rest of the now 14-car grid for lap 7 out of 26. Now 19 laps to go, or at least now 18 as Joe crosses the line. Now with Herbie joining up with now the rest of the grid, it is looking to be all of the cars are now continually together.
Should get underway in this lap, hopefully. A very big issue is that it's a very long straight, so you don't really want to go too early if you're Joe.
Oh, absolutely you don't. If you go far too early, it could very much just cost you the race. As I believe somebody said, you cannot win a race on the first lap. However, you can lose the race on the first lap. It's very much a definite thing for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku City Circuit. I'm telling you, if you wish for just absolutely dramatic chaos, Baku City Circuit, as well as I would say all of the other street circuits, are the races for you.
No one loves a good street circuit, especially when it's high speed and stupidly dangerous with a castle.
I'm just glad that we never had a Azerbaijan Grand Prix for the 94 season. That would be just catastrophic. And just no electronics.
Would definitely be interesting.
Indeed, as the safety car continues to lead the rest of the grid. And now we are hearing from race control, the safety car will be in this lap by. So let's get ready to go racing. As now the safety car streaks ahead as Joe holds up everybody for the safety car to come in. As the safety car now comes in, we should be seeing a green flag any second now. Yep, and there the grid goes, and we should be seeing green flags soon. Yep, there we go. Out for the restart. Joe getting away cleanly, followed by Wise, followed by Ashley, followed by Edgar, followed by Tootie. And it seems everybody has gotten away cleanly this time around, fortunately.
Joe. Very nearly ended up in the wall.
Oh dear. Joe, we have gotten a bit too aggressive and made a mistake. That costing him the position to Wise. Now Sector 1 yellow flags. That looks to be Torpedo going slow. That's definitely unfortunate. However, he still has at least part of his left front wing. So it's not completely game over. Now with the rest of the grid going into the castle section for the 9th time now. Now with Wise leading. Definitely, Wise has been doing fantastic during his qualifying lap. and he looks to be ready to absolutely take all of his earnings, just all of his experience, and indeed also his fantastic ability to drive the car and to take it all the way to the end of this race. I mean, just look at how fast now he's going. He's now pulling around 1 second in front of Joe Kelly. He's just absolutely streaking ahead.
Yeah, but if you look on board with him, it's starting to rain lovely. Well, it's about to get real interesting. Rain's coming down.
Wait, are you serious? I thought it was just being cloudy. Oh dear. Oh no, that's rain droplets on the camera. Oh dear. Yep, here we go. Now it's time for the tire frenzy. Of course, it could be a bit of last year's Mexico, and it could be that that the cars are just not ready to be put on the intermediates, or even the wets for that matter, and that might cost them the race with the lack of grip that we saw with Ultimate, of course, in last year's Mexican Grand Prix. Now with 16 laps to go here at Factory City Circuit. So far, so good for the rest of the drivers. Except, of course, Lowe, Zola, and Careless Jackson. That's going to be both Ferraris, including the Red Bull, out of the session. That's going to be definitely unfortunate for especially the Ferrari team. 2D, fortunately, is forced to carry the torch for Careless Jackson and the rest of the Aston Martin Red Bull team. Safety car. Who be that?
Question is why?
Oh dear. So that's going to be looking to be 2D going on to the. Yep, that's 2D going on to now the. Never mind, he's going on to the intermediates again. Apparently, he's not pitting for a new set, not like Jeebus John, who might be doing it maybe a bit too early with his new intermediate tire change. But of course, we're just gonna have to see as I believe the rain is continuing to as the yep, that's rain continuously pouring down on the camera. That's still a safety car. No idea what's going on.
Definitely decided it was raining enough. A very weird safety car.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any wrecks on track. I mean, nobody has decided to go DNF. However, rain continues to pour down on the racetrack and on the camera. However, Wise is staying with his hard compound tire. So far, a very crazy Azerbaijan Grand Prix. As now Wise comes into the pits for his new change of, I believe, either intermediates or complete wets. He's going to go on to the intermediates. That's also going to be, Joe is also going into change tires as well. And that's mainly most of the grid also changing. Now with Danny JJ now in the lead, continuing to be on the mediums. As now, wow, that's a lot of the grid just absolutely hardcore switching to intermediates.
Definitely coming down heavily, unless you're Danny.
Of course. Physics do not affect Danny, only Danny affects physics. Because, I guess, Formula One. Now with the safety car deployed, and now Danny now taking P1, followed by Wise, followed by Joe, followed by Adley, followed by Edgar. So far, definitely an interesting race. Not the most exciting, maybe, but definitely the most interesting. I mean, we still don't know why that safety car came out. With now all of the grid on intermediates, except Danny, who's still on the mediums. That is just all kinds of weird.
Not sure what you think is going to achieve with this one. But, you never know. It might back off a bit.
Yeah, either we're going to see an absolute Rainmaster moment from Danny, or we could be just seeing an absolute bag of disappointment. Of course, Danny has decided to flip that coin, and all we can do is watch as what side he flips it on as the safety car comes in this lap. Fate will decide if Danny will either be continuing have a fantastic Rainmaster Roulette type ordeal with Baku City Circuit, or will he just instant DNF? We're just gonna have to find out as he's just trying to. He's struggling to warm those tires. Just look at that steering wheel.
Yeah, gonna stay out. The brave soul.
That's Herbie into the pits. That's interesting. Why did he? Is he also going to go on with the strategy of Danny and get back on the mediums? We'll just have to find out. Danny is just constantly going hardcore on the rest of the field. I mean, I have never seen this big of a risk before. The only car on track that is going on mediums, and he's continuing to stay stable.
Yeah, he's getting away from him. Yeah, building up a very sizable gap for the weather it is.
I think we are about to see something absolutely astonishing, or at least hopefully, as he goes through the castle section. Absolutely just cleanly. And so far, it seems that everybody else has as well. As we now are on lap 13 out of 26. However, if and or when Danny crosses the line, it'll now be lap 14 out of 26.
I would have closed in on the brake and as soon as it's on straight, Danny just swabs off. Oh.
Just absolutely incredible by Danny. He is keeping that car on track and on par with now, so far, not any hydroplaning. And yellow flags! Yellow flag! Oh dear! As you can see right there, that's Fiend out of the race. I was not expecting. Oh no! That also seems to be Waldo. That's Waldo with Fiend. Herbie now coming through to see what all the commotion's about, as now the safety car is once more deployed. I think that's the 4th safety car now. Absolutely now that is what I like to call an extremely tense race. Fortunately, Waldo survives the carnage. However, Fiend does not, so that means there's now only a 13 car grid now. all kinds of interesting as Danny continues to stay on the mediums.
Doesn't seem too bothered by the rain.
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, oh, rain. We meet again.
Interesting to see how much tire he has left as well.
So
Not
far
being
it
that.
looks to be his so far Danny's tires are currently 8 laps old, with everybody else being either 2 laps, 1 lap, or absolutely just completely fresh.
I don't think they're gonna last another 12, to be honest.
So as Danny crosses the line, and it's going to be 11 laps to go, and Danny will pit for the intermediates. He doesn't want to continually take his risks, as now Wise will now be P1, now being at the front of the grid. Danny's little tirade of mediums versus intermediates is over. Now the entire grid is now running with intermediates, as we're now on board with Wise.
Danny's only down to P9. And not that far between him and Urdu.
I mean, I was not expecting 4 cars on the session. I was expecting at least just 2, or just 1 maybe. But it seems that Baku City Circuit will not take any prisoners. If you're joining us now, this is XRL X2, round 2 of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. So far, so very, very dramatic in this race, with Fiend, Blow, Zola, and Careless Jackson all out through different incidents that has happened throughout this 15 out of 26 lap race. Hopefully next lap by, the safety car will come in, but nope, it seems that the safety car will be staying out for maybe 1 or 2 laps longer, as we currently have 10 people left in the stream right now. Definitely not the 100 people audience that we had at Brazil. However, that might have just been because that was the time that we actually got our first time sponsorship, and I guess our sponsors were looking onward towards us, hoping that we would do them proud. And so far, I think we've delivered with just some fantastic and very much dramatic racing.
Definitely been dramatic.
Now with 10 laps to go, Wise looking extremely aggressive behind the safety car. He's definitely trying to push the safety car, trying to tell him to please hurry up. My tires are... I can only do so much with these tires. And he wants to get away cleanly and wants to get away quickly.
I mean, no water's brought up to the back enough now for it to be in this lap.
As the safety car now takes the rest of the grid through the castle section. However, I must say it's a lot more easier to navigate with not as much speed involved.
You'd think so.
With Waldo now being at the back of the grid with Hathaway, both the AlphaTauri cars are at the back of the grid. Definitely something I was not predicting when it came to how these two cars would fare. I thought because of the either Q2 or Q3 sessions that they would be absolutely streaking ahead. However, now the safety car is in this lap, and with the entire intermediate field, as we get that incredible shot of Baku City Circuit from above from our helicopter. As Wise now being up front, raring to go with the rest of the grid. As now we are about to get we're about to receive the green flag to resume once more the race, and here we go. Green flags, green flags, green flags. There goes Wise up first, followed by Joe, followed by Pedros, followed by Minnie, and followed by Smooth. All sorts of lights just blinking in the distance as we get some, I believe, some a bit of weaving from Herbie. Or Torpedo starting to fall back through positions as Danny is looking to get that on-track overtake. Of course, we're just going to have to see who's going to break the latest. Oh, wow, that's extremely close between the two. Danny, JJ, both, and Torpedo. Just being absolutely extremely tight. They're trying to get their elbows out on each other, but it's definitely hard with this fairly thin track. There's Herbie once more making up positions as he now shoots ahead of Waldo. That's yellow flags.
It's Joe facing the wrong way.
Oh dear. Joe looking to be maybe the winner of this Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and he smashes up the rest of his wing.
Definitely an happening now.
I bet he's just absolutely kicking himself. And a bit of a contact there through the castle section. Fortunately, not a Leclerc maneuver. Definitely unfortunate for Joe, as now yellow flags once more. Oh dear, that's Joe just now out of the race. That's 5 cars now out of the session. Yet he binned it. Right at the exit of the castle section. How unfortunate. Hopefully this won't usher in another safety car. Otherwise, this is going to be our 5th safety car.
And it is pitted. Toyota is up to second and closing in on over.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems that Joe is okay. He's just a bit frustrated. Fortunately, I don't think there's not much broken. Maybe his ego, perhaps, coming into this Grand Prix, but I think everything else is okay and intact, except that front wing and maybe one of his tires. You can hear the tires screeching as Wise continues to go through, now that he comes through the castle section. So far, so clean. It's been an extremely interesting race from the Zola and Careless Jackson incident to now to then Lowe just suddenly getting his tires just absolutely destroyed. And then Fiend's spin at around, I think, around this part of the track. And then, of course, just recently, Joe Pelly's little incident, which was extremely unfortunate. Now, something absolutely interesting, and it might be because we are indeed on a street circuit and it's hard to get a penalty here, but so far we have no 3-second time penalties to report.
Surprisingly well. And Smoothie's heading up for third. Going after Minnie out.
Indeed, Minnie is just absolutely pulling away from the grid now with, oh wait, no, that's Minnie now with, 10 seconds now in front of him through, around now 11 seconds now, with that little scrap between Tigurus and Wise. That's gonna be a little bit of a flicker between, Tigurus's, Renault. Oh, and look at this, how unfortunate. That's going to be Edgar's McLaren now coming into the pits. Oh, dear! I just saw that. Edgar rushing far too quickly into the pits. Couldn't stop in time, and him and his wet weather tires just go flying. I don't know how, but I just perfectly see this. Oh, and, I sort of jinxed myself as now Minnie gets a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. So that means there's now 6 cars now out of the session. That's crazy. So that's going to be both Ferraris, the McLaren, the Williams, the Racing Point, and one of the Red Bulls. Definitely unfortunate, as now Wise with his Mercedes thunders now through the final couple of sections, as we now enter now through lap 20 of 26. 6 laps to go, and what can Wise do to maintain his lead? Does he have to continue to push it? If he tries to push it, it could be, and it could spell disaster for him, but he has to try and find a way just away from Tigurus, because Tigurus is now hunting him down through the last couple of laps in this race.
When they is very much doing a school job on Danny and Smooth at this point.
Absolutely, and now with Waldo overtaking Torpedo. That's contact! That's contact from Torpedo to Waldo. I saw that. Just an absolute crazy Grand Prix has erected itself for the second race. So far, it's already going pretty dang dramatic. Torpedo tried to find a way through Waldo, but Waldo was not having any of it.
No, a little love tap from Danny to Smooth.
So far, the Alfa Romeos have fared fairly well with their main rivals Ferrari out of the session. They can put their foot down now and continue to clamber into the top 5, while Stanny is trying to defend against both Alphas. Oh, and that's Jeebus John slowing down. I just caught that. Now with Kirby now taking 6th position. Smooth now being right beside Danny. Oh, and they continue to stay with Smooth being in 4th. Oh, that's a bit of contact between Smooth and Danny. All sorts of things are happening here in Baku.
See if we can get the move done in the turn 1.
I don't think so. it just seems to be a bit of a suicide play if Danny tried to go in with Smooth at T1. I think that would just spell disaster.
When you got them down into turn 3. And Danny appears to be struggling on the direction in the rear.
Oh, there's a bit of contact between the two hosses, that being Herbie and Danny both. Oh, a little bit more contact from Danny. Or no, from Herbie to Danny.
Oh, that's naughty.
Oh dear, that's a bit of front wing. That's a bit of front wing, I think, from Smooth.
Yeah, and Danny.
Smooth and Danny continuing to be a bit, having a bit of a rough play with each other. Alright, okay, yeah, I do see a bit of damage on Danny's Hoss machine. The 28 now, finally getting past Smooth. That was a near DNF from Smooth. Now Waldo getting now in front of Herbie. Herbie now starting to lose position after position. It's now just all going wrong for him.
Danny put his car in a place where it does not go. And
In the wall.
Oh no. Let's put it this way, if he thought he was getting through that gap, then I had the 2 stone man with a 12-inch wheel.
Smooth now being now going into the pits. Fortunately, not rushing it like Edgar did. I mean, Edgar just absolutely floored it into the pits.
Unfortunately for his
Herbie now
teammates,
trying to get past Torpedo. That's yellow flags. Oh, and never mind, that got cleared up.
both the alphas are in the pit. The baton to be Jeebus.
So far, just nothing but either a standstill or drama unfolding here at Baku City Circuit. Now with only 4 laps to go, Wise just has to continue to hold on to his position, and he will be crowned P1, and he will receive his victory.
And then he's hit Medea up the arse.
Oh dear.
He's a very quick boy, Danny, but he is impatient.
I see. So definitely a very much an Ultimate kind of character to him in that kind of respect. He because Ultimate does not like to be cautious and careful. He likes to just go absolutely to the floor aggressive. Oh, yeah, I think there was a little bit of tire lockup from Danny as now they ride through the final seconds before the straight bit all the way to the finish. Now, fortunately, as long as if somebody does get a DNF, that means the rest of the grid will have points. The only person who would currently not have points is Jeebus John, being in 11th.
But happily for him, he's gonna be the fastest person outside the top 10, so we'll get 1 point for that. Points for everyone.
However, Wise could continue to use these points for his advantage. After all, Wise is currently up front with oh. Hang on, oh crap, oh no. So that is that's what I like to call the wrong pole. That's the wrong standings. Oh dear. Happens. There we go. Okay. So Y is currently with 28 points. That will continue to get him, I think, some further points up ahead of Atway, who Atway is currently in 7th. So he's definitely gonna be under pressure from Danny JJ, including with Careless Jackson now getting a DNF.
Yeah, Atway's lost his front wing in the castle. Enjoying Torpedo's got no front wing as well, apparently. It's a great time to be 2D.
Oh, Sector 2 yellow flags. Oh no! That's Atway. Atway's out of the session. Oh dear. Oh god. Yeah, that's his yeah, if we're on board, I think I think either one or both of his tires out. Just off the car.
Done the same as Lowe. Didn't slow enough for the corner.
Well, it seems Jeebus will now be able to get a single point for
No, I'm gonna get another one. No, Torpedo's heading for the pit. I'm gonna be P9.
Torpedoing himself into the pits.
Danny's in the pit. I'm guessing he's lost his wing up the back of Mineo. Waldo is now 3rd, inexplicably, so I feel like we've missed an accident. So that's not good.
Oh well. They can always just fire us.
Kirby's coming from Mineo now as well.
Also, I guess now would be a fantastic time to talk about our sponsors, including One Tap, ENS 3D, CDkeys.com, and Clutch Control. All of these fantastic sponsors is what now probably brings you this race. So we just have to give a fantastic. Oh wait. Oh no! Oh no, that's Smooth! Smooth's now out of the race. How did that happen? I was just talking about our Oh no! Oh dear. That's not gonna be good.
I think something happened with Danny. They were right by each other.
So that's now half of the grid now out of this race. That's incredible.
We're down to 9. Everyone's getting 2 points.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's fair. It's pretty much feeling like 10 points if you're able to survive Baku at all. Period. But so far now, Tigurus now 17 seconds behind Wise. Wise looks to be, as we now come on to the penultimate lap, just like that. Just absolutely incredible. Kirby now in the pits.
Bit strange. 2D's up to 5th.
But so far, with 16.5 seconds, that's being Tigurus, 16.5 seconds behind Wise. Wise, I believe, will be your Azerbaijan Grand Prix winner. But of course, we have to continually see what else happens. Yeah, Tigurus is meters back from Wise. Waldo now going a bit slow. However, he is still in 3rd place, so he will be staying on the podium as a bit of a stand-in for his teammate Atway. So now the only 2 full teams that are on. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw that. That was Mini accidentally taking off a bit of his front wing at the castle section as we now come on to the final lap. So the only 2 teams that currently have all of their drivers is going to be Wise and Mini with the Mercedes, and I say that yellow flags once more from Mini. Oh dear. That's going to take off pretty much his entire front wing.
That was a bit weird. He did that deliberately.
You think?
Yeah, he turned right. It was on board with him.
Oh dear. Interesting. So as I was saying, Wise and Mini in the Mercedes team, and then we have Danny and Herbie and the Haas team being the only ones to not get a DNF and to leave their team B. Being the only one in their team. Now with Mini braking for the final time, we're now going to be going with our final onboard with Wise for this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. As he goes through, what a fantastic, once more, camera shot. With Wise, as he now goes through the final corners before the finish. So far, so good. It looks like nothing is going to stop him as we are now on the final lap of the race, and indeed the final corners for Wise. And he will be your Azerbaijan Grand Prix winner. And where's the checkered flag? The checkered flag is out. And he takes the victory. Now Tigurus is now the next one to come by now to get into P2. And there he goes. P2. Waldo is now the next one to come through.
Poor Manea. Danny Toody and Herbie's got Manea.
Oh dear.
He's about to get done by Jeebus John soon as well. Going that slowly. I know he locked up his brakes into the corner, but it was very weird to turn wrong.
Yep, and there goes Jeebus John now. There's something wrong with the car. I don't know what's going on. Sector 2 yellow flags. Torpedo will try to get in front. Yep, and there he goes. Now Mini being now in last place as Waldo crosses the line. What? What is Mini doing?
No.
He's driving fairly abruptly. I mean, look at that steering wheel movement. With now Jeebus John crossing the line. Now Torpedo, the last one who needs to cross the line. That's going to be Mini in 9th place now. He's trying to drag his car to the finish. However, he's not. I think he's doing this deliberately. I mean, look at his throttle movements. I mean, he's not even at full power. Something is definitely wrong with that Mercedes machine. However, he does come home. Unfortunately, in P9 from his 3rd place during the penultimate lap. Don't know what happened. It was definitely interesting. Driver of the day being extra Herbie. Absolutely fantastic news for him. So now we come out now onto the podium for Wise's victory. Wise looking absolutely pumped and stoked for his victory here at Baku City Circuit. Definitely a hard fought win, as well as at the same time quite easy after Joe's little wreck. Just an absolute fantastic day for just an absolute fantastic day for the Romanian of Wise. So yeah, that's so your final drivers for the end of this Baku City Circuit, and that being the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. That being Wise up first, followed by Tigurus, followed by Waldo, followed by Danny, followed by Herbie. And then Tootie in 6th, Jeebus John in 7th, Torpedo in 8th, Mini in 9th, Smooth in 10th, Atwee in 3rd, Atwee in 11th, Edgar now Atwee, Edgar, Joe, Fiend, Lowe, Zola, and Careless Jackson will all be all retired, which is definitely interesting. 7 drivers retiring from the session. Something that you definitely don't see every day. Unfortunately, I don't actually have Wise as a friend. I'll try and add him as a friend now and see if I can't get him into the commentary box.
Smoothie may get half a point as well.
Okay, so I have asked Wise to get into the party. Hopefully he will join. And then afterwards, I guess we'll go to Wise being our driver of the day, and then we'll just finish it off there. As we now await for our race winner, that being Wise, to come into the chat. Hopefully he will. And if I'm gonna go, I don't think he is. I guess we'll just go straight to the driver of the day. That being Herbie. Let's go ahead and ask him to get in here. Thank you for joining us, Herbie. If you could, please connect yourself to make sure that little... I don't know what's happening. Why is my voice cracking all of a sudden? Yeah, if you could connect yourself, that would be great.
Hello. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic. An absolute fantastic race, including getting the driver of the day. So an absolute fantastic race. So what was going on at the start? All of a sudden, Careless Jackson taking out, only having a bit of wreck with Careless Jackson. Since you were at the back of the grid, I guess you could, if you will, had a full front row seat.
What I could see was one of the I can't remember what one of the cars were, but I know that one of them came down on the inside, and it didn't brake quick enough, and obviously then the guys that was on the side of him pulled over to the right more, because then I was on the back of Waldo, and they're pushing Waldo, and me and him got stuck on turn 1, so we had to reverse and try and get back into the grid. But then obviously with that impact there, it caused more mayhem up at turn 2. But yeah, all in all, it was a good race, to be fair.
Well, now since you finished, I believe, in around, I think you finished 5th. I've already forgotten. So a fantastic race, but definitely a dramatic one at that. So could you see anything like, for your first race in X2, how do you think it fared? You know, you getting in now 5th and now getting into the points. So that means you will be at least somewhere decent in position for the rest of the season, around near Young Maneuver. So around 8th position. So how do you feel?
Yeah, well, I feel great. The fact that I've actually come 5th in X2, considering that in X3 and that, you know, I've had issues all over and I can't seem to get nowhere near in top 10. But like I was speaking to Zola just then, yeah, it's fortunate that most of the drivers obviously DNF, but there were 5 drivers there that I did actually overtake myself personally, and obviously used my tactics with Danny best I could. And yeah, it just paid off, and to be honest with you, it's worked a lot better than I thought, and I think I did a good enough job. To be fair, I think it was good enough.
You heard it here first, folks. Herbie, from commentator to X2 driver, and finishing quite well. Hopefully, we will be seeing you next week, Herbie.
I'm just reserved, so don't worry. Oh. It's not a common thing. So I should be back with you guys very shortly. Probably the next time it's around. But yeah, it's just a one-off. But I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to say I'm going to X2 yet, because I don't think I've got the pace. As you can see, that these guys are putting in like 137s and 138s, and I'm still doing X3 pace at 140s and 141s. So Yeah, it's a long fight to get up to that type of speed, but this is what X2 drivers do, don't they? And I didn't personally myself think I'm going to get up to where I finished today, due to obviously the guys, obviously how fast they are and how good they are. Because obviously we've commentated it before and we've seen how good of driving they do. But all in all, yeah, it was a nice difference. But I will be back. Don't worry.
Absolutely great to hear, and thank you for your time, Herbie.
All right, cheers, buddy.
Cheers. As now we round out the season for Baku City Circuit. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna go to. I actually don't know. I think we're gonna go to Bahrain next time round. Hopefully, I got that correct. So anyways, yeah, that's gonna be your Azerbaijan Grand Prix. If you did enjoy, I beg of you, please, if you're watching this on Twitch, please follow and please hit the notification bell so that way you get to see us live every single time we go lights out next week and the week after that until the end of the season. And of course, if you're watching this in post, please subscribe, leave a like, turn on the notification bell to watch the full race replays. Of course, for more content. And of course, please share with your friends. We always like to have more guys on board. And Boothie, is there anything else you want to say?
Nope, I've had a great time watching. Been very entertaining.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's going to be the end of the session. And for me and Boothie, goodbye.